Hey, what's up, guys? A little bit of a gear review today. I have this Gunshy archery quiver. It solves a couple of the problems that I was having. Very small problems. I know I didn't need a new quiver, but I wanted one. Some different styles of quivers that I own. They have clamps that go around the limb. You want to keep the quiver mounted to the tapered part of the limb, but above the fade outs. So this particular one, the ones that clamp around the limb would actually start to, the harder you push them down, as you can imagine, the more they'd squeeze and slide up your limb. So over time, they work their way down the limb as you're shooting, or just regular use of bouncing around in trucks and walking to your tree stand and all that stuff. So this guy here, like a lot of other quivers, has some structure to it which holds the quiver in and controls it so that it can't. So these two mounting grippers don't separate. So they're basically stuck in that position, held by this very substantial bar here. Some of them have like a rod. They do give a little bit, so these do walk up the limb. Oftentimes there'll be like a rubber band wrapped around there, and that rubber band sometimes loosens up and opens up and tears, and you got to replace the band. So that's not to say that, you know, this Velcro system here won't have to be replaced over time, but it seems like there's no reason why it would have to be. There doesn't seem to be any sharp edges or anything like that, so I think we're good there. The quiver itself is adjustable. You can infinitely adjustable, ambidextrous, so you can stick it on whichever side of your bow, and it'll work for you. You can even adjust it so that you can have some kind of, like, I don't know, you want to look sporty, you can have the arrows kicked back so the tails of the arrows are over here and then the hood's up here if you wanted to, or if you're worried about balance and stuff like that. I opted to shift mine forward as much as possible. I don't know if it's like OCD, but I'm kind of went with the symmetry of where I have these arms. The bolts going through these are, they have lock washers along with those little star washers that go in between that lock everything down, so there's no reason for that to ever start moving. The only word of caution there I have is if you've got really short arrows like I have. I'm 26.5-inch arrow, and I'm pretty close to my feathers. I like the quiver so much, if I had to, I'd probably trim the feathers back maybe an inch if I had to, but obviously I don't have to in this case. This quiver has solved my problem, I think, of arrows moving. They're pretty tight in there. I mean, it's not like impossible to get out, but they're locked in there. Whatever rubber they're using to hold them in is quite grippy, and the gripper is of hard rubber. You can hear that snap in. It's shooting my judo point, which I do all the time when I'm hunting. If I'm hunting big game, I'm always, you know, taking practice shots with my judo point, and my arrows would always loosen up. And one time I was riding my bicycle, bird hunting midday while moose hunting. So I had broadheads along with the judo points in my quiver, and the broadheads walked out of my quiver, and they were bouncing around while I was riding my bike. So that could have got dangerous, especially in the remote place that we were hunting. So I'm happy about that. It's a good quiver. This is not part of the Gunshy quiver. It's just a loop that I wrap my tab around, just hangs onto it, so it's always there when I need it. I'm pretty diligent in putting it back here when I'm done, so it's always with the bow. I don't use an arm guard, so basically this is all I need to pick up. This idea might have come up from an experience, you know. Bear walks into camp and your arrows are in one place, your tab is in a different place, and your bow's in another place. So that's what happened to me. So now everything is together. I keep my quiver on my bow 24/7 the whole season, and the tab stays on the bow. And this quiver is going to stay on the bow because this quiver is designed to basically get adjusted to the bow, and it's a small job, but it's a job to angle it and basically customize the quiver to your bow. And For my other bow or bows, I'll be probably sporting some Gunshy quivers for them too, because like I said, I don't switch them from bow to bow. I do switch from bow to bow during the season depending on what's going on, but I definitely take more than one bow when we go on a long trip. So I'm happy with the quiver. I'm looking forward to using it. It's added a little bit of weight to my shooting, so it's a bit of a different experience, and I like it because there's a little bit more inertia. I know some people look for like very dense woods in their handle or a bigger riser or whatever, which this bow does not have a big riser or very dense wood in the handle. So this has been kind of an added bonus to have that extra inertia on the bow. So when I do shoot this bow now, that pinging sound that I used to have, like it disappeared. So I'm really happy with that too. I mean, it seems quite a bit quieter. Maybe the weight, or maybe the width of this bar, or something. But anyways, regardless, it seems quieter to me. So if you're interested, have a little look. I think it's gunshyarchery.com. Have a little boo. It's a pretty good website, and getting the quiver was pretty good experience. I basically just saw a Gunshy archery video, said I like that quiver. I did a little bit of research and realized that it was the Gunshy quiver, and then I looked at their website, which was easy to find, and then I sent an email, and I had a lot of questions, and the questions were answered quickly. As a matter of fact, I ended up getting a phone call from Taro himself, and he basically answered all my questions. Didn't seem overly biased towards his own quiver. It wasn't negative on any other quivers. Basically just told me how it was, and I went from there. So anyways, here it is. Colors, you get to choose, so that's kind of cool too. So maybe not an infinite range of colors, I don't know, but I just wanted just the standard color, like a nice two-tone quiver like that. So I'm tickled pink about it. So if you want, gunshyarchery.com.